Welcome! This is a sixth section of our course. In this section, we will be looking at the SparkR. So we will see what a SparkR is. We'll be using Spark from R programming language. We'll be learning SparkR API and using Spark SQL from R API. And this is a first video in which we'll be introducing the SparkR and how it is used. So we will see what an R language is and what a SparkR is. We will see how to use SparkR and what are the pros of SparkR. So let's start from answering a question what a R language is. So this is an open source programming language and software environment. It is intended for statistical computing and graphics. It is supported by the R Foundation for Statistical Computing. The R language is widely used among statisticians and data miners for developing statistical software and data analysis. So what a SparkR is? So SparkR is an R package that provides a lightweight frontend to use Apache Spark from R. SparkR provides a distributed data frame implementation, same as from Scala world but in R world, and that distributed data frame supports operations like selection, filtering, aggregations, and so on. It is very similar to R data frames, but on larger datasets. SparkR also supports distributed machine learning using MLlib. So let's see how architecture of Spark look like. So this is an architecture of Apache Spark. We can see that at the bottom of this graph, there is a core API, and this is a Spark Core API. We have Spark Core and RDD, that is underlying data structure for everything that goes behind it. So data frames uses RDD underneath, datasets as well. So at top of RDD, we have an SQL, Spark SQL engine that uses SQL and data frames datasets. Also we have an MLlib that has a Spark machine learning and machine learning pipelines. And also we have streaming world with Spark streaming context and graphs with GraphX. We saw those APIs in the previous sections. At top of it, we can create some language specific APIs that uses that whole toolkit available in Apache Spark. So we have an API in Scala, in Java, in Python, and also we have a SparkR. But SparkR covers only a subset of all APIs. So it covers only a Spark SQL, Data Frames API, SQL, and some machine learning. And this is a Spark architecture at Glisp. So we have Spark driver, that is normal driver, but it needs to have R installed. Then we have workers that goes using JVM, but also they are installed on the workers. So we are able to execute R code that starts Apache Spark underneath. Then we have some data sources like Cassandra, Amazon S3, Hadoop, HDFS, or Apache HBase, from which we can load data. And let's see what it goes deeper. So we have local, this is our driver, and we will be starting SparkR on the local machine, so there will be only one driver and no workers in our code samples. But here we have one driver that has Spark context, and we can use Spark context from R programming language. Then we have R JVM bridge that translates R code to JVM specific code, so it can use Java Spark context. Then we have workers, and same thing, translation from R to Spark executor native code.